What if machines could bend the laws of physics? What if tunnels sliced through mountains in days, bridges rose overnight, and skyscrapers climbed into the clouds at impossible speed? Welcome to China's world of mega machines, where the line between engineering and science fiction blurs, and experts everywhere are left stunned. The day the Earth trembled, it began quietly. A colossal tunnel-boring machine, larger than a football field, suddenly ground to a halt, just 1,000 feet into a project designed to span 10 times that distance. For most nations, it would have spelled disaster. For China, it was merely an opening act in a story that reads like a geopolitical thriller. Observers expected failure. Instead, the machine roared back to life, carving deeper and faster than any Western counterpart. To engineers abroad, it looked like something impossible. But in China, impossibility had already been rewritten as policy: the shadow strategy. The West spent over a century refining tunneling machines. For decades, this technology was guarded like state secrets, built slowly, tested cautiously, and priced astronomically. China took another path. Behind closed doors, engineers worked as if on a covert operation. Imported machines were disassembled piece by piece, studied like coded messages, then rebuilt with ruthless efficiency. Within years, prototypes became fleets. By the time the world noticed, China wasn't catching up, it was leading. What looked like evolution in the West became acceleration in China. Where others crawled, China sprinted. An army of engineers. Every covert empire needs soldiers. China's were not carrying rifles, they carried blueprints. While other nations debated work-life balance, China created the world's largest engineering education system. 6.7 million students trained with military discipline, funneled directly into the machine of national development. 1.5 million engineers graduate every year in China, more than quadruple the United States. This isn't just manpower, it's a force of nature. Each fresh graduate becomes a gear in the nation's construction engine, deployed on projects that seem to defy physics. Imagine an army where every soldier builds instead of destroys. That's the scale of China's ambition. Machines that shouldn't exist. Nowhere is this ambition clearer than in the machines themselves. Take the CRCHI tunnel boring machine. At nearly 200 meters long and weighing thousands of tons, it can carve tunnels through unstable soil and earthquake-prone rock with surgical precision. Some bore up to 10 kilometers in a single day, at a fraction of Western costs. Or the Caucasian TBM, a leviathan with an excavation diameter of over 15 meters. Western engineers once claimed such a machine couldn't function safely, yet here it is, operating flawlessly, swallowing mountains whole, and spitting out tunnels, ready for high-speed rail. To skeptics, these machines feel like illusions. To China, they are just tools. Skyscrapers in days, not decades. In 2015, the world watched in disbelief as a 50-story skyscraper in Changsha rose in just 19 days. Not 19 months, 19 days. The secret? Prefabricated modules, precision assembly, and machines like the Bonot wall climber, which scales buildings vertically without scaffolding, completing a new floor every 4 days. When a pandemic struck Wuhan in 2020, another miracle followed. A 1,000-bed hospital, complete with ventilation systems and wards, was built in just 10 days. For the West, it seemed like science fiction. For China, it was Tuesday. The Iron Monster. But the machines under the open sky are perhaps the most unsettling. Meet the Iron Monster, a bridge-building machine heavier than some naval warships. Instead of cranes lifting small sections piece by piece, this behemoth carries entire bridge spans weighing nearly 1,000 tons, slides them into place, locks on, and repeats the cycle across valleys and rivers. It moves not like a machine, but like a predator. Quiet, deliberate, unstoppable. To watch it is to see decades of bridge building shrunk into weeks. Western engineers once dismissed it as impossible, but the iron monster doesn't care about disbelief, it just builds. Kunglan and the impossible bridges. If the iron monster sounds extraordinary, meet Kunglan, a transport-erect machine that operates on slopes Western machinery would never dare approach. It can carry and place a 1,000-ton box girder, the size of a small warship, across mountains, rivers, and curved tracks. In 2023, Kunglan completed a 15-kilometer cross-sea bridge faster than it once took to finish a single mile in the West. Built from high-strength steel used in submarines, Kunglan combines brute force with stealth-like agility. Every bridge it builds is not just infrastructure, it's a message. China can connect any landscape, no matter how hostile. The sky's heavyweights. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping creation is the XCMG XGC 80,000, the world's most powerful crawler crane. It can lift 4,000 tons, enough to raise a fully loaded Airbus A380 as if it were a toy. Standing over 100 meters tall and weighing more than 5,000 tons, it dominates industrial sites like a steel titan. Its operators sit in cabins resembling spacecraft, controlling a machine so massive it can move entire nuclear reactor modules in one motion. To see it at work is to question gravity itself. The Pump King. Even something as mundane as pouring concrete becomes extraordinary in China. The Pump King, designed to build the Shanghai Tower, holds the world record for pumping concrete vertically, over 620 meters high, taller than the Eiffel Tower. Western machines falter at half that height, but China's pump worked flawlessly, sending rivers of wet cement skyward, as if laughing at physics. Each feature, automated booms, steel stronger than warships, sensors monitoring every vibration, proves one point. These machines are not only powerful, they're intelligent. Tracks that lay themselves. China introduced the CPG 500 track-laying machine for its railways, and it is nothing short of extraordinary. This massive machine can lay down nearly 2 kilometers of railway track in just one day. What once took years of slow, back-breaking work can now be completed within months, changing the pace of railway construction forever. When the CPG 500 was brought to Southeast Asia, it stunned experts and engineers alike. Not only did it meet expectations, it crushed them, outperforming every standard benchmark. The machine could align tracks with millimeter-level accuracy, even when working across steep hills, rocky ground, and unforgiving terrain where traditional methods often failed. It is not just a machine, it is a statement of speed, efficiency, and inevitability. Machines that travel the seas. How does China manage to move these massive steel giants across the globe without breaking them apart? The answer lies in one of its most impressive sea tools, the Yihong 2. This is no ordinary ship. It's a semi-submersible heavy-lift vessel, specially designed to carry some of the heaviest and largest machines on Earth, including advanced weapons and military equipment, across vast oceans. With a deck that stretches more than 2,000 square meters, it can haul up to 6,000 tons of oversized cargo in one journey. That's the weight of dozens of fully loaded airplanes stacked together. But the Yihong 2 is more than just a transporter. It's a symbol of mobility and power. By giving China the ability to move its mega machines anywhere, it ensures that no continent is truly out of reach. In simple words, it's like a floating runway that extends China's strength far beyond its own shores. The espionage of engineering. Some analysts whisper that China's construction blitz isn't just about building, it's about signaling power. Every tunnel bored, every bridge spanned, every skyscraper raised at impossible speed sends a message. We can do what you can't. In geopolitics, that's espionage in plain sight. The machines are as much weapons as tools. They reshape not only landscapes, but also the global balance of influence. So what are we really looking at? Machines that bend the rules of physics? Or a nation that bends time itself, compressing centuries of progress into just decades? To the West, it feels like a thriller with no clear ending. To China, it is simply momentum. But here's the question that lingers like an unsolved mystery. If China's machines can already build faster, higher, and stronger than anyone else, what happens when they aim beyond Earth, toward the Moon, Mars, or even space itself? That's where the real story begins. If you're enjoying this deep dive into secrets the world was never meant to see, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more. See you next time.